You can hear the buzzing through his eyelids, incessant. He reaches out for the alarm clock, but he can't move his arm. Earl opens his eyes to see a large man bent double over him. The man looks up at him, annoyed, then resumes his work. Earl looks around him, too dark for a doctor's office. Then the pain floods his brain, blocking out all other questions. He squirms again, trying to yank his forearm away, the one that feels like it's burning. The arm doesn't move, but the man shoots him another scowl. Earl adjusts himself in the chair to see over top of the man's head. The noise and pain are both coming from a gun in the man's hand. A gun with a needle where the barrel should be. The needle is digging into the fleshy underside of Earl's forearm, leaving a trail of puffy letters behind it. Earl tries to rearrange himself to get a better view to read the letters on his arm, but can't. He lies back and stares at the ceiling. Eventually, the tattoo artist turns off the noise, wipes Earl's forearm with a piece of gauze, and wanders over to the back to dig up a pamphlet describing how to deal with a possible infection. Maybe later he'll tell his wife about this guy and this little note. Maybe his wife will convince him to call the police. Earl looks down at his arm. The letters are rising up from the skin, weeping a little. They run down just behind the strap of Earl's watch, all the way to the inside of his elbow. Earl blinks at the message and reads it again. It says, in careful little capitals, I raped and murdered your wife. It's your birthday today, so I got you a little present. I would have just bought you a beer, but who knows where that would have ended. So instead, I got you a bell. Think I may had to have pawned your watch to buy it. But what the hell do you need a watch for anyway? You're probably asking yourself, why a bell? In fact, I'm guessing you're going to be asking yourself that question every time you find it in your pocket. Too many of these letters now. Too many for you to dig back in every time you need to know the answer to some little question. It's a joke, a practical joke. But think of it this way. I'm not really laughing at you so much as with you. I like to think that every time you take it out of your pocket and wonder, why do I have this bell? A little part of you, a little piece of your broken brain will remember and laugh. Like I'm laughing now. Besides, you do know the answer. It's something you learned before. So if you think about it, you'll know. Back in the old days, people were obsessed with the fear of being buried alive. You remember now? Medical science not being quite what it is today, it wasn't uncommon for people to suddenly wake up in a casket. So rich folks had their coffins outfitted with breathing tubes. Little tubes running up to the mud above. So if someone woke up when they weren't supposed to, they wouldn't run out of oxygen. Now, they must have tested this out and realized that you can shout yourself hoarse through the tube, but it was too narrow to carry much noise. Not enough to attract attention, at least. So a string was run up the tube to this little bell attached to the headstone. If a dead person came back to life, all they had to do was ring this little bell till somebody came and dug them up again. I'm laughing now. Picturing you on a bus, maybe at a fast food restaurant, reaching into your pocket and finding this little bell and wondering to yourself where it came from, why you have it. Maybe you'll even ring it. Happy birthday, buddy. I don't know who figured out the solution to our mutual problem, so I don't know whether to congratulate you or me. Bit of a lifestyle change, admittedly. Elegant solution nonetheless. Look to yourself for the answer. That sounds like something out of a Hallmark card. I don't know when you thought it up, but my hat's off to you. Not that you know what the hell I'm talking about, but honestly, real brainstorm. After all, everybody else needs mirrors to remind themselves who they are. You're no different.